everybody. Today we're going to be making chocolate chip cookies, a classic American style cookie. We're going to be mixing this today with the creaming method. So that means our fat is going to be a soft room temperature. I'm going to be using unsalted butter, and this falls into the drop cookie when we're talking about our different categories that we have for cookie makeups. I'm going to be using a portion scoop so that I can have really nice consistent size and shape cookies, and that they'll also bake really evenly and all be done at the same time. So let's get started.
I have my ingredients all scaled out and ready to go. Room temperature butter, brown sugar, granulated sugar, eggs, vanilla extract, salt, baking soda, all-purpose flour, and my chocolate chips. In my mixing bowl, I'm going to put in my butter, sugar, brown sugar, and then I'll put on my paddle attachment for mixing. I'm going to start mixing this on low speed just until things start to combine, and then I can go ahead and turn it up to medium speed. Now that this mixture has fully combined, I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick scrape down, and I'm also going to make sure I scrape down the paddle attachment so that all my ingredients are combined uniformly. You'll notice that this is still a pretty dense mixture. It's a tan brown color, and you'll see that as we continue the creaming process, this will increase in volume and lighten in color, and that's what we're looking for when we're mixing by the creaming method. So now I'm going to turn this back on medium speed, and I'm going to mix this for several minutes until I see that increase in volume and my change in color. Now it's time to add my eggs and vanilla. I've combined these so I have one wet inclusion going in. I'm adding this mixture gradually. When you have a dense mixture like we have with the butter here, and we're trying to incorporate liquid, we have to do that slowly so that the fat can have time to take that liquid in. What we're trying to create here is an emulsion. So an emulsion is a liquid suspended in a fat. We're adding this gradually so that butter can take it in, scraping occasionally, and every time we add those eggs in, we're waiting until it's fully incorporated before we add the next inclusion. Now it's time to get ready to add my dry ingredients. So I'm going to be sifting those together, my flour, baking soda, and salt. Not only is this going to get rid of any lumps that may be present, but I'm also actually incorporating a little bit of air. So this will give me a lighter finished product. Once my dry ingredients have been sifted together, I'm going to add these in 2 portions to my mixing dough. I'm going to only mix these on low speed. It's very important that we don't overmix once our dry ingredients go in. When we mix on medium speed or high speed with that flour in there, what we can end up doing is overdeveloping the gluten, and that will give us a really tough cookie, and we want to have something that's nice and tender. So only mixing on low. I have my second addition now, and I'm just going to be mixing this until it's just barely combined. I'm gonna give the sides of my bowl and as much down to the bottom as I can, just a quick scrape to make sure I don't have any flour hanging onto the sides that wouldn't get mixed in during this last stage of mixing once I get my chocolate chips in. Now it's time to add in my inclusion. So this is going to be my chocolate chips, and I'm using all semi-sweet chips here, but you could play around and make this your own version of this cookie and use a portion of the weight of the chocolate chips and substitute pecans or walnuts, or using a different variety of chocolate chips like milk chocolate chips or white chips, and just have fun with these and make them your own. I continued to mix on low speed because I had flour in there, and mixing till that was just combined, and then just finishing for about 3 to 4 seconds on medium speed to make sure everything was fully incorporated. Now I am ready to scoop my cookies. So I'm going to use 2 different scoops so you guys can see the variation in size. I have a yellow scoop and a purple scoop. The yellow is just under 2 ounces and the purple is just under 1. So the proper way to scoop your cookies is to get a full pack scoop and then actually level that off. So you can use the side of the bowl or your hand, either way is fine, and this will ensure that all of your cookies are the exact same size. For the yellow scoop, I can fit 6 cookies on a half sheet pan.